viens. Pavisam drīz sāksim, mazliet uz skaņu tiksim tehniski galā.
Check. Yeah, a little bit. Now it's working.
Jā. Varam sākt. Esam dabūjuši skaņu, dabūjuši arī somas uz izstādi. Šajā sesijā sarunas valoda būs angļu valoda, bet es patulkošu svarīgākās lietas, es iztulkošu uz latviešu valodu, jo mūsu viesis šodien ir Marko Palkeinens. Mēs ar Marko iepazināmies gadu atpakaļ Stokholmas izstādē. Tas bija makšķerēšanas izstāde, un tā draudzība paliek arvien ciešāk un ciešāk, un līdz ko mēs ieminējāmies, ka Latvijā ir izstāde, viņš teica, es braukšu, un lūk, viņi jums te pateic muguras ir. Pavisam īsi Marko izstāstīs arī par sevi pats. Viņš taisa mānekļus, viņš makšķerē, viņiem ir komanda, viņi piedalās makšķerēšanas sacensībās, un līdz ar to viņš ir ļoti cieši tur pulsu uz Somijas makšķerēšanas paradumiem. Un par to viņš pastāstīs. Un otra lieta, viņš veido spinerbaitus, respektīvi tā ir mānekļu kategorija, kas pie mums Latvijā nav diezko populāri. To mēs arī pēc 2 dienām stendā jūtam, lai gan lielākā daļa jau ir izpirkta, bet nāk cilvēki klāt. Saka, jā, es neko neesmu noķēris, bet cik ilgi viņš ir tev bijis ūdenī, nav pārāk daudz bijis. Lūk, tādēļ Marko pastāstīs par to, kā ar viņiem ir jāmakšķerē. Viņi nebūtu, visi nav vienādi. Ir apstākļi, kuros viņi strādā un kuros viņi nestrādā, bet māneklis ir ļoti interesants. Un es arī ietilpu tajā kategorijā, kas bija skeptisks, bet viņiem līdz ko tu noķer savu pirmo zivu, uz viņiem tā skepse pazūd. Look, hi Marko, this was a short introduction of yourself, but maybe you can tell a bit about yourself better than me. So who you are and why you're here, and why you can talk about tendencies in Finland.
Yeah, my name is Marko Palkeinens from Finland. Fishing my whole life, I can tell that. And now last 5 years making baits for all the anglers all around the world. And specific try to do the baits like out of the box, thinking they're out of the box.
Viņš ir makšķerējis visu savu mūžu, un pēdējos 5 gadus viņš veido spinerbaitus un arī citus mānekļus, kas atšķiras no citiem, jeb, kā viņš pats to formulē, ārpus kastes mānekļus.
Yeah. And why I'm here is that 2 weeks ago I was visiting Sweden Jönköping fair, and the meaning coming here is that it's brand new for us. I haven't heard that there's Finnish anglers or bait builders have been selling nothing over here. So I want to try what looks the Latvian fair, and I'm super happy.
Viņš bija pirms 2 nedēļām Jönköpingā, Zviedrijā, lielā makšķerēšanas izstādē, un viņš arī pa šo laiku ir sapratis, ka neviens somu mānekļu meistars savu produkciju šeit nepārdod. Un līdz ar to viņš ir nolēmis pamēģināt, un pēc 2 dienām viņš ir ļoti apmierināts. But tell a bit more about your store, and you are not alone there, I know, and about your fishing crew as well.
Yeah, we have of course booth over here, and I made the decision that I will bring 3. We have 3 different bait builders. And the thing is that I have this online web shop I have been built in now in the biggest in Scandinavia, who's selling only handmade baits from Finland. And I'm getting bigger and bigger every year. And I want to help guys because they are all my friends. I try to make a community because when I started, there was a little bit like a misunderstanding and nobody wants to tell. If I asked how I'm gonna make this one, they said, you have to find your own way and everything. So I was sick on that. I want to build a community that everyone, the bait builders, helps each other. And after that, I can see after 5 years of this one, we have a big community who helps all to make it be better. And we grow and grow and grow and fight for these big brands.
Viņš veido ap sevi mānekļu veidotāju un mānekļu meistaru komūnu, ja tā drīkst teikt. Viņi šobrīd ir 3 meistari, kas rada vairākus zīmolus, un ja sākotnēji viens no otra savus noslēpumus ir turējuši kaut kur dziļi kabatā, tad ir sapratuši, ka kopā var uzbūvēt kaut ko lielu, un viņi sadarbojas aktīvi arī ar Zviedrijas mašķerniekiem, kur pārdod savu produkciju un kur ir labs noiets. Tell about the market. Is Finland in Finland bait building is a big thing, or it's bigger in Sweden?
This time the Finnish bait builder, they are growing a lot. There's coming in new ones. Let's say 10 every year, and that is so good because I was afraid when I started that it seems to be like very quiet. That there's the old let's say farts doing the baits, but now it's getting bigger and bigger. There's coming so more good bait builders every year. And
sorry, it's in Sweden or
in Finland? In Finland, because in Sweden it's totally different.
Somijā šobrīd mānekļu veidošana kļūst ar vien populārāka, un viņš saka, katru gadu pienāk klāt vismaz 10 jauni mānekļu meistari. Ja iepriekš tas ir asociējies ar tādu, kā viņš pats noformulējies, tulkošu tieši atvainoju, pēc vecu birdienu tādas nodarbas, bet šobrīd jau tā kļūst par ļoti populāru lietu, un zinot to, tā ir tā mana piebilde, zinot to, ka pie mums viss atnāk mazliet vēlāk, es pieļauju, ka pie mums varētu būt arī kas līdzīgs, un pirmie piemēri jau mums ir. Okay, tell a bit about your connection with the fishing sport.
Fishing sport. Yeah, when I started to do the baits, of course I want to catch the fish. And when I catch the fish, when I get the bigger one, then we get good competitions. So now the thing is that I have 3 different pro teams. We have Finland, we have Italy, and we have Sweden. And we are competing the biggest events what they have in those countries, and it's getting really good now. Let's see what happens this year.
Viņiem šobrīd ir jau 3 profesionālas sportistu komandas Somijā, Itālijā un Zviedrijā, kas piedalās šo valstu lielākajās sacensībās. Līdz ar to viņi to rokas pulsu var turēt pat 3 valstīs un cer, ka tas izaugs par ar vien lielāku projektu, ja to tā var nosaukt. Okay, let's get into what's happening in Finland and maybe in Sweden as well, because a lot of Latvians are going there from time to time, and Sweden and Finland is kind of trendsetters in fishing. So what's hot? Is it zander? Is it pike? Is it perch? Is it whitefish? So reveal the secrets.
Yeah. We talk first in Finland, because the Finland and the Sweden, they are totally different. They are like they are going like different years are different things. But now in Finland we have been 3 years in a row. The trophy pikes have been the thing. But this year and end of last year, it started to be more sander, like big sander. Let's say 95 centimeter to 1 meter. So those are like 14 kilos, 12 kilo beasts. And end of last season, we start to see that the perch fishing is starting to grow, because the perch fishing in Sweden is hot, super hot. And Sweden is coming a little bit late on the sander. The pike fishing and the perch fishing in Sweden is hot. Finland, I think this year, of course the pike, but the sander and the big perch will come be the main fish to being caught, because like for me, I made a totally new lineup for perch. And
okay, let me translate. I'm at the end of my list here.
Try to remember.
Zviedrija un Somija, viņš saka, ka ir divas dažādas lietas, jo katrā valstī tomēr tā mode atšķiras. Pēdējos 3 gadus Somijā modes noteicēja bija trofejas līdaka, un arī pēdējā gada laikā, ko viņš ir novērojis, ka arvien populārāk kļūst trofejas zandartu copa, kas ir 95 cm un metram pāri, un ienāk iekšā arī modes listē trofejas asari, un tas ir 50 cm plus. Savukārt Zviedrijā, protams, ir līdaka, ir ļoti populāra lielā līdaka arī asari, bet kas attiecas uz zandartu, tad tur gan Zviedrija mazliet šobrīd iepaliek no Somijas, ja to tā drīkst noformulēt. Bet viņš sagaida, ka arī trofejas zandarts arī Zviedrijā drīz kļūs populārāks. Okay, so it's zander, pike and perch. You think that all of them will be on top of the list for the next couple of years?
Yes, I think because the anglers are also growing mentally. They don't just focus on a pike. All the pro anglers are starting to, let's say, because in competitions, the competitions have been changed. There's like predator fishing, so including all these species. It used back in the days, it's only for like, let's say, a pike competition or perch competition. Now it's coming like semis in Europe, Finland, those. It's more like you have to know how to fish all these fish. So all the youngsters will see that and try to learn the same things, and I think it will grow like in Somijas. It's not going to be one topic. It's going to be like growing all these species.
Visticamāk, ka viss gan līdaka, gan zandarts, gan asaris popularitātē augsts līdzīgi, jo viņš saka, ka sievieši, kas attiecas uz sporta makšķerēšanu, tad tur sportistam ir jāmāk noķert visu šo sugu zīvis vienlīdz labi, jo ir vairākas sacensības, kurās ir jānoķer visas 3 sugas, un arī jaunie makšķernieki, kas nāk iekšā makšķerēšanas nozarē, arī šobrīd nenāk ar mērķi noķert vienu konkrētu zivi, bet domā par visām šīm 3 sugām. Okay, let's jump into the section. If you have something to add to trends in Finland, feel free to do it.
Only thing is that what is I promised to tell, and no, I really. So one of the guys in Finland who is fishing on my project is a fishing guide in Turku. He has the biggest fin wall boat, so he can fit 4 to 5 people easily. So if you're planning to come to Finland, you've never been fishing in Finland, you want to fish pike or zander or perch or sea trout, you come to after this one, you come to the booth. I give the numbers and the guy's name and everything, and you give them a call, the guy, and tell that the Marko, the crazy guy in fair, tell to call him, so the price will be a little bit different.
Ja nu kāds no jums, kas ir klātienē vai skatās Facebookā šo nolēma pamēģināt copi Somijā, tad Marko komandā ir viens no labākajiem makšķerēšanas gidiem, un viņš gidē Turku apkaimē. Ja jūs vēlaties tur doties, sazinieties ar Marko, sociālos tīklos viņu var viegli atrast, viņš aizliks par jums vārdu un jūs dabūsiet krietni labāku cenu. Viņš gidē ar lielāko finvalu laivu, kāda ir pieejama, tur ir vieta 4-5 makšķerniekiem, tā kā, ja kādam ir interesi, atrodiet Marko un dabūsiet labāku cenu. Done.
Yeah.
Advertising done. So, let's speak about spinnerbaits. So, why spinnerbaits? Why not rubber? Why not wobblers? Why spinnerbaits?
I hope you have a lot of time. It started like 5 years ago, and I have never ever owned a spinnerbait before I built the first one. I have never held it on my hand. I just saw it in pictures and everything, and I saw that people are fishing on spinnerbaits a lot, and they're catching a huge fish. And I try to learn what the bait is doing and why it's doing, like catching that big fish.
Pirms viņš uzbūvēja savu pirmo spinerbaitu, viņš nebija nevienu vēl rokās turējis, bet tā iedvesma no klitiņiem, no video, kur viņš redzēja, ka uz šiem mānekļiem tiešām makšķernieki ķer iespaidīgi zivs, un tas kalpoja par galveno iedvesmu tieši šo mānekļu pilnveidot.
Yeah, and then I started to do it then, and I did it like 6 months. I made few models, and one of my friends went to fishing, and he called me that, can I take one of your baits with you, and because he's going to the Semināra with the legend, the bike dog, to boat. There's a fishing guide, and he got tons of big fishes, and the fishing guide asked like, what bait is it? He showed the bait, the fishing guide asked, who made the bait, what is the number? And the story begins from that.
Apmēram 4-5 gadus atpakaļ, kad viņš bija uzbūvējis savu pirmo spinerbaitu, viens no viņa draugiem devās makšķerēt uz Semināru, kas nav nemaz tik tālu no Helsinkiem. Tie, kuri zina, kas ir apmēram 1,5 stundu no brauciens no Helsinkiem. Viņa draugs devās makšķerēt ar vienu no leģendārākajiem somu idiem, kurš tulkojumā latviski ir līdekļu suns, jeb paikdog angliski. Viņš makšķerēja šo gidu kopā, un tas viņa draugs noķēra ļoti daudz līdekas, un šis gids ieinteresējās, kas tas pa mānekli, kas viņi ir veidojis, iedod man telefonu, un tieši tā arī šī leģenda sākās.
Yeah, and because the fishing guide is fishing, let's say 90% of spinnerbaits, and he called me and asked me, do I want to start a project that we do something different? And I said, of course, yes. and then I made something like 60 or 65 different models with different lengths, different weight, everything was different. And the guy was testing. It took like the whole of the summer. And end of the summer, I get a call, now we have it. And after that, born this little fella, what is totally magnet for big bike.
Tad viņi sazvanījās ar šo gidu, kurš piedāvāja kopīgi būvēt kaut ko lielāku un tādu, no kā līdeks nevarētu atteikties. Un viņš nonāca līdz šai versijai, kas ir pieejama, uzbūvēja kādu 70-75 dažādas versijas, meklējot perfektu spinerbaitu, un katrai no viņām bija kaut kādi mīnusi, līdz viņi nonāca līdz šai versijai, kuru jūs varat redzēt, un kuru viņš arī parādīs, un kuru arī vēl var nopirkt. Okay.
And like I said, why we do so much testing, people doesn't know that let's say, the length of the wire, when it begins on the head, when the turns comes, when the line goes through, is it a short line, is it a straight line, a curved line, all this plus minus 1 centimeter, that's a different bait.
Ir ļoti daudz nianses, par kurām makšķernieks varbūt neaizdomājas sākumā. Katram centimetram ir nozīme, jo tur ir dažādos virzienos, viņi ir dažādos locījumos, kā augli viņam pieskaras, tas viss ietekmē spēli un to, cik labi viņš ūdenī uzvedas.
Yeah. Fast like that is that if you put length somewhere, you get more like, let's say, length to the troll. And if you take off, it doesn't fly that far. Or at the swimming, every centimeter changes the swimming of the bait. And I will show you later on how you can modify on your own. But the main thing what we did is that all the other brands, the hook is touched on the head. So it's it's like you cannot do nothing if you broke the hook. We have a jointed hook.
Viena no galvenajām atšķirībām, pie kā viņi nonāca un ko var redzēt arī šajās versijās, ir kustīgs āķis, jo pārsvarā teju visos nopērkamajos spinerbaitos ir āķis, ir nekustīgi pievienots pie pamata stieples. Ja jums salūst āķis, jums salūst mānekļus un viņš ir jāmaina. Šajā gadījumā āķis var mainīt. Arī viņš piedāvā divas dažādas izmēras, tur likt virsū, un tā ir viena no galvenajām atšķirībām. Un vēl viņš minēja, ka katrs centimetrs ietekmē gan mānekļu spēli zem ūdens, gan arī metiena attālumu. Un citreiz pieliekot centimetru klāt, tu iegūst metiena attālumā, bet zaudē viņa spēlē zem ūdens. Tātad tur bija jāmeklē zelta kompromiss.
So the first thing everyone was asking, like, what the heck? And spinnerbait is being known like crass tray. And the crass tray comes over that. You can toast this middle of the lilies, middle of the grass, just reel it and it comes out without the crash. People are asking me like, okay, if you have a jointed hook, so it's going to turn and then grab the lilies, grab the grass. No, it don't. When you cast it, of course, always with the spinnerbait, you cast it when it hits on the water, you have to start the reeling. And you start the reeling, the hook will turn straight. So it's a crash tray still.
Un spinerbaiti pārsvarā ir zināmi un izmantojami kā zāļainās vietās, jo tur ir tikai viens āķis un viņš diezgan veiksmīgi iet caur zālēm. Un tā viena no galvenajām bažām pircējiem parasti ir par to, vai kustīgais āķis neķersies zālēs. Un uz ko Marko tās bažas noraida, jo spinerbaiti, principā, ka viņš iekrīt ūdenī, viņu sāk vilkt, āķis iztaisnojas, viņš paliek nekustīgs. Respektīvi, viņš nesavāks to, kas ir malās.
And the other thing is that, because I noticed I talk a lot of fishers who own spinnerbaits, like asking what are the problems of the spinnerbait. In that day in the market, there was a lot of problems that when you get a lot of fish and it tangle and you have to twist it and everything, it broke from the head, the line, or it started to like turn the head around because the line was with the hook. So it turns, so you can use it. That's why I wanted to do it like back home they're saying this is nuclear bomb free spinnerbaits, because the short line here in the back before the hook and the main line, they are not the same line. There are two different lines what have been looped inside when I melted. So, okay, it's a bulletproof because it doesn't break. I have now done 5 years then, and I have got one back what is broken. So it's a bad sell a little bit, but for me, it's for the quality is the thing.
Vēl viena lieta, kam viņš pievērs uzmanību, ir, lai viņš, kas ir novērāta ar citiem spinerbaitiem, ka viņi pēc biežas lietošanas, viņi mēdz pārlūst vienā savienojuma vietā, kas uzskatām par spinerbaitu galvu. Viņš to atrisināja salodējot vai sametenot kopā divas stieples, un līdz ar to saīsinot mazliet stāstu, jo tas viņa risinājums ir ļoti, ļoti izturīgs, un viņiem par šiem gadiem ir tikai viens gadījums, kad viņiem ir iedots atpakaļ salūzis māneklis.
So other one was that people are starting to ask me like, okay, this setup will, this weight is 40 grams. And in Finland, probably anglers can fish the spinnerbait, let's say to 8 meters, to 10 meters. They ask me like how I get it fast in the bottom. It doesn't matter because I've been thinking that like you put on a weight over here where you will block, you still have a balance because all the lines are made to match to add the weight. So you can fish deep also.
Ar viņiem var makšķerēt arī lielos dziļumos, un, piemēram, ja ir tādi apstākļi, viņu var laist pat līdz 8 un 10 metriem, pieliekot klāt attiecīgu svaru, un arī pie attiecīgu svara viņš ir tik labi uztaisīts, ka viņš nezaudē balansu. un strādās arī tādā dziļumā. Okay, we don't have that much time to get in super details, but maybe let's jump to tactics. Where and how to use it to get your first pike on spinnerbaites and other nuances that you have to consider when you use them.
Yeah. Main thing is that people are thinking that the spinnerbait is only for summer. Like in Finland, if I get 50 people, 35 will say, yeah, I will only cast when it's summer, hot. No. You start when the ice is off, I end when the ice is come back.
Daudziem ir aizspriedumi, ja stereotipi, ka spinerbaits ir vasaras māneklis, tostarp arī Somijā, bet ar viņu var sākt makšķerēt, un arī Marko pats to dara, līdz ko pazūd ledus un beidz makšķerēt tad, kad sasalst ūdeņi.
And the thing is that, like, two ways. When you have a weaves, lilies, everything like that, then you use the normal hook. Just cast it, you can add, let's say, some tail or small rubber or everything. You can cast it through the lilies and everything. But when you are fishing in the middle of the bay or middle of the water where there is no grass or that kind of stuff, then you can go big because the big fish want a big silhouette. That's the thing. Then we go to the next level.
Zaļainās vietās viņš iesaka lietot vai nu šādu ar vienu pliku āķi, vai nu pielikt nelielu risterasti, bet ja ir vietas, kurās nav tik zaļainas, tad tur var likt aizmugurē jebkāda izmēra gumiju, kas palielina siluetu. Un ja mērķis ir trofejas zivs, tad, protams, izmēram ir nozīme, kā mēs to zinām, un kopā ar lielu silikona zivi viņš noteikti pievelina trofejas izmēra zivs.
Yeah, and when you go to those clear areas and you want a big silhouette, you can go and check after this one on the booth. I will show you from here. You take the normal hook off just from the split ring. After that is only on your imagination. You can add whatever rubber, and the same split ring you rig it with the treble hooks, 1 or 2, like you want it. But this is the thing what you cannot do with other spinnerbaits, because you cannot take off the hook. Now you can take the hook off and add whatever jerkbait, soft bait, whatever you think, you can add it, so you get the bigger silhouette.
Šis spinerbaits atšķirībā no tradicionālajiem, kuriem ir nekustīgs āķis, ir izveidots ar noņemamu āķkājām un spinēju, un tur jūs varat likt aizmugurē jebko, kas jums ienāk prātā. Tas balans nezudīs un tas iedos papildu siluetu. Visbiežāk, protams, tur liek galā silikona zivis, bet viņš pieminēja arī jerks. Did you really think that it is possible to put a jerkbait here?
I have done it.
Does it work?
Yes.
Viņš to ir darījis un tas strādāja. To gan es neesmu redzējis, to varētu izmēģināt. Okay,
small details are like for the fishermen, like all my baits, what I'm selling, is the main thing is that you can modify it on the water. It's not a one bait. It's several baits. And the thing is that you can come afterwards, I will tell you like more details, but you can start to do with the lines. You can drip the line up, you get a slower motion. You can drip the line back down, you get a faster motion. If you want to do a different swim, you have the place where the loop where you put your lock, you twist this one 30 degrees or 45 degrees, you have a totally different bait.
Un viņš arī iedvesmo pašus eksperimentēt. Tur gan es ieteiktu atcerēties to starta stāvokli, nofotografēt, bet liecot tās stieples, jūs varat dažādos apstākļos panākt dažādu tā mānekļa ātrumu. Piemēram, ja jūs makšķerējat upē un straumē, tad tas ir viens ātrums, kam pielāgot tāpat kā rotiņas un ezerā cits. Tāpat bet tas ir pašiem jāeksperimentē. Un viņš teica, ka, ja ir lielāka interese, var pienākt standā un pajautāt nianses, bet palocot stieples, to ātrumu var mainīt. Un tas pats attiecas arī uz to galveno cilpiņu, kas ir augšā. Ja viņu sagriež pa... How many degrees you told
you can try. If you turn 20, it's a different. 35, different. 45, different.
Pagriežot to augšējo cilpiņu, to mazo, kur viņš rādīja šo te, tur arī sanāk pavisam atšķirīgi tā spēle un cits māneklis. Tā kā nevienmēr ir jāmaina māneklis, var pagriezt cilpiņu.
And the main thing is that always people are asking, I have so ton of baits. I've been using baits like 3,000 euros or something like that. Why I should just buy a spinnerbait? It's easy. If you don't have a spinnerbait, you know how to buy fish. Easy.
Viņš saka, ka tas galvenais arguments, ko viņš ir sapratis par šiem laikiem pārdodot un arī makšķerēt par spinerbaitiem, ja tev kastē no spinerbaita, tu neesi īsts līdzekļu makšķernieks.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe some nuances and tactics when you're on the water. How you retrieve? What's the best way? Is there a one way, or you have to be creative, slow, fast, pauses?
That's the other thing. You can just you need to modify with the weather and with the strikes, with the color of the water. There's so many different ways. Normally, if you, of course, you're casting between the lilies and grass, you need to come straight. But you can reel like slow or faster. Depends what hotter the temperature and the water is. The pike wants speed. If they are under the lilies, then you need to have a speed. But when you have a clear water, let's say in the middle of the bay, I normally just almost like jigging. I just retrieve and just stop, let it sink, because when it sinks, all the ferry and the flats will open. Every time you stop, everything opens. And when you retrieve more, it goes back down. So every time it makes different things. And if you have a sunshine, you have a, let's say, clear like this, flashables, it gives us a huge splash. And the blades will make a lot of noise in water. So there's no one correct way. But when you're fishing with spinnerbaits, you have to just try, because different, let's say archipelago is different than the small lakes. Small lakes are different than the rivers. You have to find the pattern. But the spinnerbait is the one and only bait that can find non-active and active fish. There's some baits cannot do that. But spinnerbait is good because if you get nibbles or hits, you can say, okay, it's not probably the day of the spinnerbait, but you find the fish. Because there's so much, let's say, light, flash, noise, everything. So it's good to start.
Yeah, try to remember everything you said.
Try.
Saīsinot to viņa teikto, protams, tāpat kā ar jebkuru citu mānekli, ir jāeksperimentē, jo šeit ir tiešām ļoti daudz iespējas, jo ir atšķirīgi apstākļi, ir guļķains ūdens, ir dzidrs ūdens, ir zāļainas vietas, un zāļainās vietās, protams, ka labāk ir viņu vienmērīgi dīt, jo tad, kad viņu iepauzē, viņš grimstot, tas āķis var ieķerties kaut kur zālēs. Savukārt, kas attiecas uz citiem apstākļiem, tur nav viena pareizā veida, kā viņu dīt, un vienīgi jāņem ir vērā tas, ka pie neregulāras spēles, vienalga, vai tās ir īsas vai garas pauzes, viņa tās bārstis veido lielāku apjomu, līdz ar to noteikti vajag ieviest pie saviem paradumiem to pauzēšanu. Ja apstākļi neļauj, teiksim, brint uz leju, tad var raustīt uz augšu. Bet jums noteikti ir, tur, kur jūs paši to mānekli redzēt, tur ir vienkārši jāpaeksperimentē pirms jūs izmantojat spinerbaitus, jo tie veidi, kā viņi darboties, ir ārkārtīgi daudz, jo viņam ir gan skaņa, gan vibrācija, gan arī vizuālais efekts. Un es nākamo jautājumu viņam pajautāšu par krāsām, bet pirms viņš atbild, viņš neredz krāsas pats. Viņš ir daltonīgs, bet viņš pastāstīs tālāk. So, and what about colors? How you have to choose the colors?
That's easy. You have to have one everything.
Sorry?
You have to have one color for everything.
Viņš saka, vajag no katras krāsas vienu mānekli sev kastē, jā.
Yeah, but still there's patterns for, of course. If you have a murky water, it's the same thing, let's say in soft baits. Darker ones, But if you have a murky water with the sunshine, then you can use also the bright ones because the sunshine brings more the flash on it.
Tā pamatlieta, ko viņš saka, ka duļķainā ūdenī viņš izvēlas un iesaka tumšus mānekļus. Savukārt, ja ir arī saule duļķainam ūdenim, tad ir svarīgi izvēlēties mānekļus, kuri arī atstaro gaismu, respektīvi spožākus un spilgtākus. Kaitlīšu mantiņas tādas, kādas mēs te redzam uz galda. And my next question is how a colorblind person can build so bright and colorful lures.
Yeah, that's a funny question because yes, I'm colorblind, and and I don't know why people are asking how I can paint like all these colors what I have and everything. I said easily because half of them looks differently on my eyes than the normal regular guy, but in this day I've been selling quite a lot, so I'm doing something right. So if someone tells me, is this Marko green or is it the red, I can say might be. It's really hard, of course, if people are asking, because I love to make special colors for all around the world, and people are asking me, can you do a red, green, white or something? And I was, yes, I can. Then I go back home and ask some of my oldest kid or something like, can you tell me which green is this? Because I have no idea. But this day I've been managed, so but it's fun. It's fun to be a colorblind and also have maybe something like HAD or something like. I'm a little bit mixed, but it's good.
Jā, kopumā viņš saka, tas ir jautri, cevišķi diskutēt ar kādu par krāsām, bet gadu laikā, protams, viņš nav tā, ka viņš visu redz melnbaltu, un viņa kaut kādas toņus viņš atšķira, un tā viņa pieredze un paša piedzīvotais ūdeņos ļauj saprast, kura no krāsu kombinācijām darbojas vislabāk, un to savus toņus viņš ir iegaumējis, kā mēs viņus saucam, un viņam bieži vien palīdz arī ģimene ar krāsām, jo nereti nāk specifiski pieprasījumi uztaisīt tieši tādu, un viņš saka, man prasa uztaisīt konkrētu zaļu krāsu, tad man jāprasa savam vecākajiem bērnam, lai viņš parāda man to zaļo krāsu, un lai viņš to toni iegaumē, un tad attiecīgi tādu mānekļu izveido. Okay, do you have something else we don't have that much time, but maybe you have something else to add to the story about spinnerbaits, to a person who has never ever used it but wants to try it out?
I think to be open-minded, because the spinnerbait, like I told, there's no. Of course, the summer is like for fast retrieving, but for me, like you need to just try. You need to think out of the box. Don't be like that. You look those competition from YouTube and doing that. They are not casting spinnerbaits or something like they're casting only rubbers or jerkbaits. Oh, the spinnerbait cannot work. It works. You need to trust it. If you don't trust the bait what you're casting, then you should have the bait, because all the baits you have, they are different. But when they're on the rod, when the bait is in the water, the fish will make the choice, of course. But you have to believe what you do. That's the thing.
Galvenā lieta, viņš saka, ka makšķerniekam ir jābūt ar atvērtu prātu, un es domāju, ka lielākā daļa tāda ir. Un sevišķi tie, kas ir izstādē, bieži vai viņi nāk šeit nopirkt vienu rotiņu, un otra lieta ir ticēt tam māneklim, ar kuru jūs makšķerējat, jo viens ir redzēt un skatīties to, kas ir YouTube un citos sociālos, kur mēs redzam, ka ķer, piemēram, lielas zivs tikai ar lieliem mānekļiem, ar lieliem džerkiem. Tas nenozīmē, ka uz Spinerbaitu nevar noķert, jo tie nav tik, varbūt, marketēti un populāri mānekļi. Viņiem ir jānotic un viņiem ir jāmāk darboties, un tad viss notiks. Okay, I will say a really big thanks to you, and then maybe we have some questions about spinnerbaits. Vai ir kādi jautājumi par spinnerbaitu? Jautājums ir par to, vai cilvēkam ir bijis tā, ka katrs otrais metiens aizķērās auklu makšķerējot tos.
You mean your own line? Yeah. I have never had that problem, and I have made few casts on my life. But I think the thing for why he's doing that is the weight combo on that spinnerbait is something like there's twisted something because it shouldn't do that.
Viņš saka, ka viņam tāda problēma faktiski nav vispār bijusi, un iespējams, ka tā vaina konkrētajā gadījumā ir pie spinerbaita izsvarojuma. Viņi, protams, atšķiras, un līdz ar to metienā attiecīgi viena vai otra kāja aiziet uz augšu uz leju, un kādēļ tas metiens ir tad utri. Nē, šiem tikai nav. Vai ir vēl jautājums? Jā. Kādas zivju sugas? Cik zivju sugas var noķert uz spinerbaitu?
I have caught bream, sander, perch, pike, and from Italy, catfish.
The first two were bream and?
Bream, sander, perch, pike, catfish.
Astari, līdakas un sami.
Es Somijā, kad strādāju, apsikiem 300 kilometru attālumā, plus mīnus tur liela ezera ķēdes sanāk savā starpā, kas savienojas ar pamperi. Es uz Spinerbaitu noķēru ālandu, pat kaut kādus 3 gabalus esmu dabūjis tieši tajā ezerā.
He works in Finland, 300 kilometers from Helsinki, and there is a big lake system, and he has got, es diemžēl nezinu, kā ir angliski ālands. He has got one more fish species. I will translate it later. I don't know the exact word in English, but yeah, interesting.
But good thing, only thing I want to say, because I heard that you have a catfish over here. So in Italy, they have never been using spinnerbaits with fishing catfish. I was with my pro team member, Italian guy, fishing 2 years ago, and now the pro guide who guide us for catfish, he has tons of spinnerbait because the catfish is almost like a blind. He feels with vibration and noise. And what do you think? What this happened?
Viņš saka, runājot par samiem, viens no viņa komandas dalībniekiem ir profesionāls gids Itālijā, un vēl pirms 2 gadiem neviens Itālijā spinerbaitiem neķēra samus, un viņš bija viens no pirmajiem, kurš to sāka, un šobrīd viņam ir pilns ar spinerbaitiem, jo sami ļoti izteikti izvēlas arī savus uzbrukuma upurus pēc vibrācijas, un šis māneklis to funkciju veic ļoti labi. Vai ir vēl kāds jautājums? Ja jautājumu nav, tad super, paldies, un es piebildīšu, ka mēs pēc pusotra mēneša kopā ar Marko un Jonti un manu brāli un vēl pāris cilvēkiem dosimies piedzīvojumā uz Somijas vidieni, meklēt trofejas līdekas teritorijā, kur neviens nav ķēris 20-30 gadus, un to visu mēģināsim parādīt arī jums. Tā kā, lai dzīvo zopas piedzīvojumi, lai dzīvo zopas izstādes, lai dzīvo Spinerbaitu. So, thank you, Marko, and see you in the stands.
Yes.
Paldies visiem.
Thank you.